Chapter 5, Lesson 6 is factoring trinomials. So remember that trinomials are our three-termed polynomials. We're going to have two different things here. The first type is we're going to have a leading coefficient of 1. So it would be like x squared plus 3x minus 10. So this leading coefficient for these are going to be a 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our two binomials. And since I know that this is x squared to lead here, we're going to start with x and x. Then you're going to look for things that multiply to be the last term. And then they're either going to, based on this sign, add or subtract to the middle term. So in this case, I need things that multiply to be 10. And when you subtract them, you get 3, which are 5 and 2. Then to figure out what signs go in the binomial, we use the sign chart. So my original was a plus minus, which falls right here. And that tells you the bigger number gets a plus. So, that was the first example. All right, let's go to this one. So I start with x and x, which would give me the x squared. Now, what are two numbers that multiply to be 24? And when you subtract them, you get 2. 6 and 4. Sign chart says bigger one gets a plus. On this one, we start with x and x. What are things that multiply to be 18? And when you add them, you get 9. 6 and 3. Sign chart says both minus. X and x, things that multiply to be 12. And when you subtract them, they are 4. 6 and 2. Sign chart says bigger one gets a minus. And the last one, factors of 6 that add up to 5, 3 and 2. Sign chart, both plus. When you have a leading coefficient which is greater than 1, we're going to use a modified window method. So in our modified window method, we're going to put the first term and the last term. And then we're going to multiply the leading coefficient by the third coefficient. To look for the factors. Then we're going to put whatever multiplies, and then we're going to do our greatest common factor thing. So like in this case, there are no factors of 2 that add up to 5. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to look for factors of 6 that add up to 5, which that can be done. So when I start this window method, I'm going to start with the 3x squared and the 2. And then I'm looking for factors of 6 now that add up to 5, which are 3x and 2x. Sign chart says both plus. So this would give me x plus 1, because that's a 2 there. And this would give me 3x plus 2. Same thing here. There's no factors of 12 that subtract to be 5. So I'm going to multiply the 2 and the 12 to be 24. Now I'm looking for things that multiply to be 24 and subtract to be 5, which are 8 and 3. Sign chart says bigger one gets a minus. So that gives me x minus 4 and 2x plus 3. Okay, coming down here, we have to be tricky with this one because this one has a greatest common factor of 2x. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that out. So that would leave me with 9x squared plus 3x plus 1. So I do the 9x squared and the 1, which would be 9. So I need factors of 9 that add up to 3. And there are none. So this one tells me that it cannot be factored. Or some of the books call it prime. So here we check again, it has a greatest common factor of 3. So that would leave me with 4x squared minus 16x plus 15, right? Make sure I did all that division right. 48 divided by 3, 16. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Good. All right. So I come down here. 4x squared plus 15. 4 times 15 is 60. So you need factors of 60 that add up to 16, which are 10 and 6. Sign chart said both minus. This has in common 2x. This has in common negative 5. This is 2x and negative 3. So I also have this greatest common factor of 3. And then my binomials are 2x minus 5 and 2x minus 3.